By the end of this video, you're going to know what true happiness is and how to obtain it. I'm going to share with you how I went from seeking it through material items to being truly happy on the inside. So make sure you stay to the end of the video. I think I'm going to make this video about how to achieve inner happiness because it's been something that's been on my mind a lot here lately. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to see that material possessions really will not make me happier. They will make me happier for a time, but the way that I feel on the inside is completely different. And the fact is, I don't even like using the term happiness because I think people are trying to be happy at all times, in all places, in all situations, and I don't think that's actually obtainable. I mean, for one, we have to have the reference point of if we don't have a bad day, then I don't know what a good day is. If I've never been mad, then I don't know what happy is. Like, you've got to have this. It's yin and yang. That's just how the world works. So to constantly chase happiness, I don't think people are chasing something they can actually obtain. But that being said, I do believe in a state internally where we are happy with ourselves, confident in ourselves, and just we feel good about what we're doing in life. I'm starting to get to the point where you gotta focus on the controllables. My physical body, my diet, my exercises. Am I actually doing the things that I want to do and that I say that I'm going to do? If I am always setting out to do something and I constantly break my word to myself, I'm living in regret and I've got inner turmoil. So whenever I write down my goals for the day, whenever I stick to them, I feel great about myself, dude. So it's like totally an inside job. I'm starting to see that if I can get my physical right, if I can work out every single morning and I don't break my diet, and I'm walking through life in a disciplined manner, then I am at total peace with myself. Like, I'm more centered. My mind isn't running wild. I'm bringing it back in and just focusing on the controllables, what I should be focusing on. And I'm walking around more confident. I'm walking around more disciplined. And at a subconscious level, I pick up on it. And so I think that is the thing that I'm starting to see really honestly is going to make all of the material stuff come within its time without me forcing it, but me actually have control over the material when it actually gets here. Because if I'm constantly refining myself, my process, it's gonna basically come from all of the systems that I put into place to obtain the goals that I'm looking to, but it's gonna come through service and discipline, and it's all an internal job. Like, I'm either going to stick to this today or I'm not, and I've got to be disciplined to do that, which brings confidence the more and more that I do it. I'm stacking all these wins that indicate to myself that I am a winner, that I do what I say that I am going to do whenever I set out to do them. And the more that I do that, the more wins I stack on myself, the more confident I become, the more I start to refer to myself as a resilient, disciplined person who sets out to do the things that he is going to do. And it's just all around better internally. I think it's an internal state of peace and serenity that you should really be after. And no amount of material things are actually going to do it. They'll make you happy for a short time, because there's going to be that endorphin spike, but that's going to go back down and you're going to be left with your same old self. The only thing that is in our control is our spirit, soul, and body. Nothing else. Everything outside of that is totally outside of our control. And if you want to be at continuous disease, try to fight things that are out of your control. You'll never get them. And so it's all got to start with me mastering my physical, mastering my mental, self-mastery, physical, mental, and emotional state. I'm just really starting to make a differentiation in between the exterior world and me. So it's not events that happen that make what I'm chasing or going after obtainable or unobtainable. It's how I respond to them. Am I going to be the person who, something happens and I fold? Or am I going to be the type of person that whenever something happens, I rise to the occasion? You either break records or you break mentally. Like, that's it. I'm starting to find that it's all an inside job. It all boils down to me. And if I'm constantly refining my process, me as a person, I'm getting better mentally tougher, all of that stuff, then, a lot of these things I'm trying to obtain are just a byproduct. I don't have to actually go after them. And this kind of brings me around to another point too, that I used to be very focused on the external goal. I'm setting a goal. I want to achieve that goal. But now, and I would basically be so caught up with the goal, I'd be like stuck in like la la land, like visualizing it, and I wouldn't put my hand to the plow. I wouldn't be getting any work done. And the days would go by and the week would go by. I'm like, damn, I didn't do anything towards that. I was just dreaming about it the whole time. Now, visualization is good, but the thing is, I have started focusing. It's taken time to learn how to refine the goal, attaining process, I guess. But basically, I've started to focus on the inputs rather than the outputs. And what I mean by that is I figure out what I'm going after, and then I create a system to get me there that's broke down in bite-sized manageable chunks that if I just stick to every single day, then I'll run it home over X amount of days, and that goal will just be a byproduct. So I'm falling in love with the process of my system, and that a system is designed to get me there. And whenever I talk about the internal versus the external, well, here's the thing. If I've got this system here and I'm setting out to accomplish it, I either do what I say I'm going to do or I'm not going to get there. So I've got to constantly refine myself as an individual to stay to the path, to neglect the things that are not going to get me there. And I'm refining myself on a daily basis with resilience, with discipline, with clarity, with focus, determination, tenacity, all of those things. And it's a constant, I'm working on me. I'm not working on the goal, I'm working on me to keep my mind sharp. And the thing that comes into play with that too is it's a mental, physical, and spiritual game. Yes, all the things I'm talking about are kind of a mental and emotional thing that it takes, the resilience to stay with the goal when other things pop up and arise. But it's also a physical thing too, because I believe that physical exercise is what gives us discipline. I'm telling you right now, and diet too is a major part of it. So I'm starting to realize how interconnected all of these things are in the goal attainment and creation, reality creation process is, that you can't have a strong mind if you don't have a strong body. If I've got a big, chunky, fat meat sack that I'm lugging around, then it's gonna be chemically draining my brain and my chemical reserves. And if I'm feeling like shit, I'm gonna think like shit. And when in the goal attainment process, it's almost like am I going to carry a 5-pound weight while I'm doing it? Or am I gonna carry a 100-pound weight? It's like I'm making it harder on myself whenever I'm not in physical shape. And the thing is, whenever I'm in momentum, whenever I'm eating right, I'm not bogged down by processed chemical foods, that are spiking my chemicals and got my chemical imbalance going haywire. And then I'm trying to fight through this stuff and be disciplined. Or if I've got my diet down, I'm eating clean, I'm in the gym every single morning for an hour, I hit it hard, then I break into my day. I never give the window of weakness an opportunity to creep in, and I get a beat on it right from the get-go of the day. And it's like I just stay in momentum on my goal. And you got to think of your spirit. We're talking about the triune being kind of, but if you think about your spirit, you can think of things in the past, you can think of things in the future, you can go anywhere. It's like timeless. And if I'm answering the call of my conscience every single day and every single moment, and it's telling me to move, and then I've got a physical body that's just like so bogged down, it's like, it'll be all right if I do it tomorrow. Boom, I'm missing my window. I've got to be up, I've got to be in momentum, I've got to have a good physical body with a good diet, good fuel running in it for me to actually move at the call of my conscience. Like, people are totally neglecting this stuff. And the thing is, like, the only thing under my control is my physical body, my mental, my spiritual. My body is a direct representation of what I've done to it, my standards, who I am as mentally, like everything. It's my discipline. Your physical body is a direct indication of who you are, and you've either trashed it or you haven't. The things that you lay hold to, it basically says, hey, if I'm big and I'm out of shape, then it basically says, hey, look at me. The things that are under my control, I fucking trash, and I have no discipline. Like, that's it. End of story. I don't care how a person feels about it. That's the reality. But if I see somebody that's in shape, I see them as, hey, look at me. The only thing that's under my control is my physical, mental, and emotional, my physical body, and look what I've done with it. I've been intentional. I have been a good steward of the thing that I've been given. It's like people are trying to master the external world and go and accomplish all these things, but they haven't even mastered the, internal world first. They haven't even gotten down what is actually under their control. They've got the cart before the horse. And I mean, the thing is, really, like, if you're looking for a path that is the most efficient, is like teaching yourself, like healing yourself, learning yourself, getting to know what makes you tick, getting better as an individual, and then teaching others to do the same. Really, we're all on a spiritual journey. Should be passing our tools out. I don't think this is really a tangent, but you know, I just think the inner happiness thing is a total inside job. We got to be mastering ourselves. We got to be really focusing on what we can control. Because if we're fighting things that we can't control, we're going to be in constant dis-ease. We're going to be constantly frustrated. So really making a divide and a distinction in between outside circumstances and the internal. You know, whenever events happen, how am I handling them? Am I handling them? What are the first thoughts that pop up? Are they negative? Are they negative towards self? Well, I've got to change that shit and able to conquer it better, right? Like, it's a total inside job. I did not get this for a long time. I thought I could skip the mental process. I thought I could do all of this stuff, but I was putting the cart before the horse. And I don't know, it was just something that was on my mind today. I wanted to get down, logged, just kind of make sure I'm documenting my process for everybody that's following along on my channel. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please share, like, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell below so you can get all of my stuff that's coming out. If you like this video, then you're really going to like this next one. It's all about how to stop living in the past and start creating the future you actually want. So go ahead and click on this video, and I'll see you guys over there. All right, guys, peace.